If you're watching the replay, thanks for watching. Oops, there we go. Try to turn that down. Sorry, my tripod is not cooperating with me. Oh, that's because I tightened it up too much. All right. Thanks for watching me, and thank you for joining me on the Periscope. If you're on the replay. Wait for some live folks to come on board. I think a few people will. We'll see what happens. I'm basically going to see if anybody joins us. Hey, Sweepy, nice to have you here. Thanks for joining me. Welcome. Waiting for folks to come in because this is a quick broadcast, and the announcement stuff isn't working properly because Periscope has got some, what's the word I'm looking for, bugs. So if you please kind of share this out, at least spread the word with people. Some folks are coming in. Thanks for joining me. Welcome to my Periscope. Friday night late, I know. There's a bunch of people that are out in the world, so some of you may be watching, some of you may be out, so I have to resort to the glasses. Yay. Oh, because you're here? Nice to have you here. Thanks for coming in. Please kind of share this out. Good evening. Share this out on Twitter and Periscope, and if you're not following me, make sure you're doing that as well. I'm waiting for a couple of friends to join in who may be here, but it is Friday night. It's 7:30 LA time, so 10:30 East Coast time, and everyone may be out partying, doing things, or asleep even. But this topic, I was thinking about what I was going to talk about today, and I'll get to that in a moment. I'll also introduce myself in a moment as well, but I just want to get everybody in the room, so thanks for coming in, and thanks for sharing, and please share us out on Twitter and Periscope again, as I requested, and tap the screen for hearts so I know that you're watching and involved. That'd be good as well. And I'll get to the topic at hand. So just seeing who's coming in the room so I know if the regular folks are coming in. So Tanya, nice to have you here. This is my daily love scope. I don't often do, well, sometimes I miss Fridays, to be honest, because Fridays are a busy day and a social day. And usually go out and do stuff Friday night, but I have a loose night tonight, so I'll do a scope just to add something to the mix and the context. Thanks for joining me, and thanks for sharing this out on Twitter and Periscope, and to all your friends. I mean, much appreciated. And I'll get to the topic that has been crossing my radar, because I don't necessarily have anything lined up for today until this came across. And if this topic goes quick, if you have questions, you can definitely ask them, because this is like a free-form afternoon, evening talk. All right? So, Tamiko, nice to have you here too. Thanks for coming in. And again, please make sure you do share this out on Twitter and Periscope. I'll keep asking you to do that. And thanks for being here. And welcome to my scope. I do a love scope every day of the week, and I have a massive archive of scopes, over 300 now, which keep me busy. So I'm just finding the little piece of paper to show. I'm a Catch user, so if you use Catch, all my scopes are out there. Catch.me/barryselby is where my archive of my scopes are, and I've got a bunch of them out there. I do a love scope every day, most days of the week, weekdays at least. So Monday is Man Up Monday, which is a man's topic, but not always just for men. Wednesday is the inverse, or the reverse, which is Woman Up Wednesday, which topics about women, maybe for men and women. Tuesday is True Love Tuesday. Thursday right now is still Thankful Thursday. Hi Michelle, nice to have you here. And today is a free flow one, so it's like whatever I want to do. And I was going to leave it open to Q&A, but nobody responded to my post on Facebook. So I'm starting for the topic and then letting it go wherever you want to take it as question and answer for the next how long we need. All right? So thanks for joining me again. My name again is Barry Selby. Welcome to my scope. I am a #1 best-selling author, relationship coach. I hate using that word. Relationship expert. Sorry, the coach thing just doesn't fit right, because I'm not a coach that goes from A to B. It's like I guide you wherever you need to go and help you heal certain things so you can attract what you want. I help you fix your broken heart and help you heal your past so you can move forward to attract what you really want in the future, and love yourself and trust yourself and embrace who you are in the present as well. That's kind of a pretty good way of saying what I do. That's not a coach. It's not a therapist either. It's a blend of both in a way. So thanks for the hearts. Thanks for being in the room. Thank you so much for joining me. And please, please share this out on Twitter and Periscope, because somebody out there needs to hear this and they aren't in the scope yet. Quick plug for my book. As I do in my scopes usually, this is my book, 50 Ways to Love Your Lover. It is a #1 bestseller on Amazon. You can get that book by going to my site, which is barryselby.com/book, and I'm putting up the sheet for that. There it is. My buddy Donna, I don't think is here yet tonight. She was actually at her daughter's performance, so of The Wiz. So no, it was the other one. It's the newer version with the witches, the Bad Witch and the Good Witch. Anyway, she may not be in the scope, so she won't be my usual notator. So if anyone wants to do that, you can. But if you watch the the show cards, call them that, that'll help. So, my name is Barry Selby. I am known as the Love Doctor. I help my clients track what they want in a relationship. A lot of my clients and friends love my messages because my intention is inspiration, provocation, and motivation for you to have more love in your life. Spicy Red, nice to have you here. Thanks for joining me. So this is going to be an initial topic, which is in the title, and then again, it's open forum. So let me get through the first topic first, and then I'll invite your questions live, interactive, in Periscope. So what came out of this conversation, it was actually, where did I see it? I'll get back to where I saw it, because it was in my head, because I came across it, because I was thinking what I'm going to talk about tonight, and then again, as usually happens, something shows up on my radar that gives me the information. Christian, nice to have you here, sir. The quality of love you have for a relationship starts with, when you're single, what your friendships are like. And it's going to sound kind of trite to say it that way, but it's what the experience is. I was reading an article about this today, and really it was kind of the indicator that if you are someone who has really good, healthy friendships out in the world, you're stacking the deck in your favor for a healthy relationship when you get to that point. If you don't, you won't, to put it simply enough. And I'm not going to talk about this much because it's not really my focus to really explain this one in great detail. It's pretty straightforward. That's why I'm making this a free-form open evening, so you're screwed then. Come on, Michelle, you got hope. There's hope for you, even for you. But I'm going to make this an open forum. So by the way, if you're just joining the scope, this is going to be an open Q&A forum. You can ask questions and I'll answer on the fly. That was inspired actually this morning. I was interviewed for which is my third or my fourth telesummit this year already. And it was one where she said, I've got questions, you want to go through them first? Or I said, no, just throw them at me. And I kind of enjoyed that. So I'm going to leave that open to you as well when we go into the scope further, once we get past the initial topic. So if you have any questions, start thinking of them now, and then you can ask them when we get to that point. All right? So, backing up to the topic at hand. It's really simple. Just look at your friendships out in the world with people of the same sex, different sex. It's not about like gender-specific type focus. But if you find yourself having comfortable, honest, open friendships, that's a good indicator that your relationship experience will be healthy too. If you have friction in your relationships with friends, or distance in them, or avoidance, or you only go to friendships because you go get drunk with them, that's not going to look very good as an indicator about your choices and your success in romantic relationships either. So it's kind of understanding. Hey Larry, nice to have you here. Thanks for coming in. See, all the Perry dudes are showing up, which is kind of nice to have the guys in the room. And by the way, any guys watching the scope who are not in the Perry Dudes, if you go to perrydudes.com, I'm going to have a cheat sheet for that. That was silly. Hey, good to see him, brother. Go to perrydudes.com, that'll take you straight to the Facebook group. There he goes. Thank you, Larry. Appreciate that. So the topic again, just to start off with, oops, let me move that. I realize I'm a lot of headroom there, and I realize I can bring it down a little bit. So let me just loosen that up. There we go. That's more like it. So again, have your questions ready because I will be doing a live, spontaneous Q&A in a moment once I get past this initial topic piece. What was that? Yes, slide. What was that, Michelle? I'm not sure what you were saying there. Maybe it was a autocorrect. I'm not sure. Anyway, so again, back to the simpler place. That's for Airbro. Oh, sorry. You were talking. I didn't realize you were cross talking with each other. That's fine. Have a great time out there. I'll just keep talking in front of you. So again, reminder of this is, if you're single and looking for love and you're avoiding making friends, that's okay, Michelle. It's fine. You have friends. Cross-talking in the scope is not unusual. In fact, in my scopes, I kind of encourage it because they can see who knows who. It's kind of fun. So go for it. Talk to Larry. The point, again, the succinct clarity is that we all have the opportunity to love our friends and our social connections as much as we do, and maybe more, or maybe more healthily, because it changes our ability to love in relationship too. So these are reflections of each other in a way. So that's really the point I was trying to make, and it's not exactly much of a reach to explain it. I think you get the point. So that's one reason I wanted to make this open Q&A. I think thankfully there's some people in the room. So if you have any questions about love and relationships, whether you're single or in a relationship, man or woman, throw them at me. Honestly say that I don't have one real true friend, just a bunch of people I don't really trust. That actually is very telling, to be honest. That's not a, I mean, as I was saying before, Kimberly, that this is something that is an indicator, but it may also indicate how you protect your heart, and how you may have kept yourself safe, and frankly, how you may have avoided intimacy. So, and Michelle, I guess you're in the same boat. So, I'm not saying that you need to go out and suddenly get lots of friends, but it's more about check inside. Be aware with yourself. If you find yourself not having as much trust in yourself, as much comfort as being intimate with anybody out there, because it may be an indicator. Because if you're looking for a healthy relationship, those are things that won't help. Thank you, Christian. Yeah, I mean, this is not rocket science. I'm the expert. You couldn't type it fast enough. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a rocket scientist, but I do a lot. I mean, I've got a book out. I've taught this stuff, but some of the stuff I teach isn't exactly, I mean, to be honest, the 50 principles in this book, I would say 30 or 40 of them at least are pretty straightforward. So Michelle, you had friends and they ended up not being very nice, so I cleaned house. So could that be maybe your choice of friendships wasn't as high as it could be? Because I've watched in my life my friendship circles have evolved, and I've let go of friends in the past and moved on to different friendships because my perspective has shifted and my reflection is, so yes, good. So how we feel is 99% of the time an indication or reflection of how we feel about ourselves. And how we feel is 99% of the time an indication or reflection of how we feel about ourselves. I feel like there's a word missing out of that. I'm not sure, Christian, maybe you can double check that or I'll say it again. So, I'm in a college town and guys approach me for one thing and I'm not with that. Well, the thing is, I react with actions, yes. I got it. Okay, yes, you're right. College towns are interesting because the thing is, college towns have parents, college towns have teachers, college towns have other things besides college students. And there is sometimes a much healthier culture one step removed from the college. So, not necessarily you can't help others' choices, Michelle. However, you can make different choices yourself, which you did because you cleared house, you said you did, which is good. But now it's time perhaps to clarify your intention for friendships, to find what sort of people you want to hang out with, women or men, or both, that fit your new framework that you're shifting into. Yeah, make better choice, make better friends. Most of my friendships have come out of my spiritual connections, because I have spent 20 plus years at my spiritual center, and that's a very social environment. And I'm not saying you should go to church and find your friends. I happen to have a very expansive group of friends I've gotten to know over the years. So I have great friends and clients, which cause me to be extremely cautious about letting wrong men in. That's a good point too. So, sorry, I forget the handles, go with the name Tanya. That's a good point. Having wise choice. The thing is also, because you have good friendships out there and good clients as well, your radar is stronger. So you'll choose, I presume, no more often because you're not finding you're getting the right sort of partner to be with, which is a good choice. So this is good. You have great friends at church, but your ex goes there. I understand that, Michelle. It's funny, in my last relationship, yes, you can be a beast. It's funny, in your profile picture you don't quite look like one. Maybe you just have an alter ego there, Tanya. Sorry, I had to do that one. Hang on, I'm just trying to get this thing so that it looks like the tripod's going to fall over on me now. I wanted to keep it something like that. Stay. Okay. Yeah, Michelle, that one's an interesting point about also going to the same church. I had a breakup. My last serious relationship that had to be at my spiritual center. Okay, sorry, it's back again. One good man, but he is so shy and never been in a relationship, and he works 7 days a week. That is kind of unavailable. I mean, that's what he's created. Of course, if you are attractive to him and wants to be with you, he might make some changes. Just saying. But if he's never been in a relationship, you may have to be somewhat cautious about how he will be with you. It's a thing about relationships is you can't really. It's like riding a bike. You can't really learn the theory and then do it. You have to do it, if you make sense. You have to experience a relationship to really understand how relationships work. Of course, there I'm saying it. I've been single for a while, but I mean, I've been in plenty of relationships. And my last one in my spiritual center, which ended a long time ago, she actually stopped coming because she just totally shut down. It was actually she showed her true colors to me when we broke up, which is a very painful experience. but a grateful one at the same time because I saw who she really was. So I knew that the choice that was made was in my best interest. So it happens sometimes that way too. Just changing my questions. I think everyone else is making statements, not questions, so I think we're okay. So Christian, we're good. Everyone else, here's a question I've been pondering over. Yes, Michelle, bring it on. I'll wait for it for a second. Notice it takes about 30 seconds for the question to be typed and then shows up. Yes. And I'm like wondering what the question is because I can't see it yet. It doesn't show up. Okay. And I'm thinking if anything else I should say to fill out the gap in between this awkward silence. You only get into relationships that are out of state. Do I have children? No, I don't. Not yet. I've been in a relationship with women who have children. Okay, so Michelle, you only get in relationships that are out of state. That's a question or a state? That's a statement. So do you have a question about that? Wow, and there's guardians in here. That's cool. Nice to have you here. So I am. This is a 17-part question, it looks like, which is fun. So you're wondering about the choice you make? Have you been in a relationship with someone knowing they had an STD? No, I have not. Making myself unavailable. Well, long-distance relationships aren't necessarily making yourself unavailable. I've seen a spectrum of them, where long-distance relationships didn't work out because of the distance. Some of the long-distance relationships work because of the distance. So both sides. And I've seen relationships work that were long-distance to start with, and then they decided to move to the same place. You hear, good man. How am I, sir? I'm good. So, good to have you here. Mike, nice, thanks for joining me. Yeah, this right now we're in the open Q&A part because I decided it's Friday. It's free flow Friday. So I'm just going to open for Q&A. So Michelle, to answer your question, it's a multi-part answer. Long distance can work depending how you do it. Well, like you're afraid of commitment and it kind of fits. Well, if that's what you're feeling, that could be the result. I mean, it could be the truth. Maybe you are choosing long-distance relationships because you simply aren't willing to date somebody close to you. And you can ask that question of yourself and get the answer you need. I'm not going to tell you which is right or wrong because it's not my place and not my... I can't give you the answer. It's only for you because, as I said, I've seen different ways long-distance relationships have and haven't worked. And it's all different. There isn't a defined answer for that question. So again, by the way, if you joined in late in the scope, my name is Barry Selby. I'm the love doctor. Where is a good place to find love if you don't go out the bars and like the nightlife? Any suggestions? You're a slow type, I know. In terms of, well, I've talked about this before some way long time ago. It's a good time to bring it up now. You don't have to go out to clubs to meet dates. Is that clear? There's this rule that we seem to have taken in that the only place to meet somebody is at a bar or a club, and it's bullshit. Oh, I said the word bullshit. Oh well, I'll say it again. I firmly believe that you really find people you want to be with if you find things we have common interests. So if you like hang gliding, or if you like going to serve in the homeless shelters, or you like going to work with pets at the pound, you quite likely may meet somebody there because you have a shared interest. That's why I like my spiritual center, because a lot of people come here have the same interest. So you hiked every weekend. So you could join a hiking club. Who knows who you could meet there? That's the sort of thing. So having a focus on what you love doing, ideally hobbies, social things, service things, those sort of things outside of your job, because job isn't the best place to meet somebody usually, unless you're an entrepreneur, in which case it could be anywhere. That gives you a leg up on a place you can do things, again, like going hiking, or if you want to swim club, or a fitness club, or whatever. Christine, you asking all these interesting questions. I'm curious. Was it Christine Ann? Having a relationship wasn't financially independent. Yeah, a long time ago. So you're asking these interesting yes/no questions, but anyway, I'll come back to that. So again, to Michelle, Red, you said it. You asked this question. It's about you choosing to expand your hobbies into things you love doing out in the world, We can cross paths with possible dates, men who have similar interests, you know? That's another one, great, thank you, that one. Yeah, meetup groups are great because you can meet, there are so many meetup groups out there that are social. There are a lot of people doing meetup groups that are business focused, but the thing is that you might find, Kimberly, that you can find a social club. You can find places that, I don't know who you are, so yeah, El Stupido, that's a pretty interesting handle you got there. The choice points of finding social connections through meetups, which is a great thing. Thank you, Tanya, for that. It was a great idea. I totally forgot about that. You can find meetup groups that are social, like meetup groups that go hiking, meetup groups that go to shows, meetup groups that go to dinner clubs. But there are meetup groups that do all sorts of interesting, strange and interesting things. There could be a movie club or a dinner club where you can meet people and go out socially, and amongst the people that go there, you might meet somebody. In fact, you likely will meet somebody because you have, again, a shared interest. So, lots of options out there. So don't feel like you've lost out. You're sending it Florence, okay. I don't think you're working. Invites her every day. Yeah, I know, absolutely, Tanya. I get so many meetup requests or invitations that it gets pretty out of hand, which is fine, just what it is. So any other questions in there? I think we've got those two sort of covered. Michelle, any more questions? Tanya, I didn't see any from you actually. I don't know if you had any questions or anything. There are women here in Gainesville at the meetup group. Well, I've heard, Kimberly, there are other people in Gainesville besides women. I'm sure there's men in Gainesville as well. Just find out what they like. Maybe there's something you can go join that go, oh, I like that as well. You know, maybe I don't think the guys are all just drinkers. They might be like, you know, I don't know, rowing teams or something. I don't know. You're in California? Yeah, I'm in California too. Yeah, right. I'm northern. Okay, I'm in southern. I'm in LA. So you're in the Bay Area there, Tanya? I would guess if you're in Northern California, that might be where you are. The pool of men here are running shy. Ladies, you seem to be living in the wrong towns, is all I can say. There are plenty of men in plenty of towns all over the country. Not just in California, not just in Florida, everywhere. Well, Gainesville's in Florida. But there's a lot of options for men in different places. Now, the quality of men, you've got to fight. I mean, okay, let me put it this way. You're not looking for 20 different men, you're looking for one. It doesn't have to be wrong town, right? There's plenty of men out there who fit the criteria you really want. So here's the thing. Ladies, you've been asking these questions. Let me give you some tips and some guidance. First of all, get clear what you really want. Not what's available, what you really want. Independent of anything that's out there, because I don't want you making a list that fits the criteria of the lesser than preferred people out in the world. Make a list of what you really want. I have an online program that I work with clients on that is a vision program. It's like relationship visioning program, call it that. It's called the Dating Advantage, but it's not really what that is, because it's not about dating, it's not an advantage. Well, it is an advantage. But if you have clarity, first of all, about what really moves you, inspires you, then you've got a head start. So I'll give you this piece of information now and tell you how, and let you know about my program, because this might give you some clues and give you some steps you can take into your life. It is designed for women, not for men. Sorry, there's a men's version. Yeah, I could just need to reword the pronouns. Probably will make it work. There's a couple of things I've got to tweak, but generally the program, it's an 8-module program. And the first module is the vision board. Well, actually, no, second week is the vision board. First week is a list of what doesn't work and what does work. So here's your assignment, your hard work assignment, ladies. If you want to get clear about what you want, here's how you start. You start with a list of what you don't want. Seriously. Make a list, write it down, and basically what you do is take a piece of paper and you put a line in the middle, and half the side of the paper you write down a list of all things you don't want. And it could definitely be starting with a list of things that you did in past relationships that sucked. So any past relationships where things didn't work and you didn't get what you wanted, write those things down and make a list as long as it needs to be, and it can go on for pages if it needs to. Again, one half the paper is a list of all the negative. When you finish that, go back to the beginning and find the positive for every single one on that list. By creating that and by having that sequence of positive experiences, you'll start giving yourself a shift of language into what you really want to create. So, and that's really the thing I was going to share with you. It's the base, it's the first piece of the 8-module program I teach. And it's a very simple piece, because what it does is it gives you an absolute baseline to start from. So Michelle and Kimberly and those people watching, if there's something you want to focus on and how to track what you want, start with that. because that first of all will inspire what your vision board looks like, which is the next step. But I've got a whole bunch more modules. If you're interested in how to go further, I've got a bunch of, hey, you folks, I haven't seen you folks for a while. Wow, nice to see you guys. Angel and Brent. I haven't seen you on one of my skirts for a while. The only thing missing on your vision board is your mate. Well, Tanya, what I would suggest is actually have a vision board for the mate, nothing else. Have a separate vision board, you do more stuff on it then. Why do you meet someone and they act wonderful and then they turn into someone violent? That's your programming. Maybe I'll add him tonight. Ooh, Tanya, nice. Michelle, if you meet someone who's nice and they turn violent, I hate to say it, but your subconscious is attracting it. So you've got to get clear what you don't want so you can start building what you do want. So start with that, Michelle, please. I know you've been talking on email and you want to get some help. Start with that. I would recommend, if you want to take this full on, I have a program designed for women like you who want to crack what they really want. Actually, I would say we need to do some work on top of that. This program I have, by the way, you're wondering how to know if you should end a relationship when you have children together. Is that Christina or Chris? Is that Christine? Sorry, I need to say your name properly. Kristen, there you go. Michelle, I'll get back to you. Kristen, finish that topic off. Please, I'd have to give her more information to give you an answer. Yeah, Kristen, yeah, I just got that when I had to look at your handle to see what it was. Truthfully, I'll tell you about the program in a moment, so bear with me, both of you two. So, yeah, Michelle, Kimberly, hold on. Kristen, this is fun. Kristen, when it comes to family relationship with children, it's something that is very case by case dependent. I can't say it's an easy answer, except I'll say this, just had to download. If there's any way that the children are suffering because of the relationship of the parents, that's a good time to either get some counseling to get things fixed and get together, or get some counseling to get you guys apart. Because if the children are suffering, that's not kosher. If it's just simply a matter of you're drifting apart and not what to do, it may be the fact you've lost the love for each other, which can be rekindled. So it's not about it being ending. Again, it's like if you're being the two together or with the kids or without the kids, same thing is true. But the kids are an important part of the package. And depending on how old they are, depending on what you have together, depending on how loving it is, creates a different choice point. So I don't have an easy answer to say, well, you should do this, this, and this, because it depends. So sorry, Kristen, I can't give you more than that. Hope that helps a little bit. Back to Kimberly and Michelle, because I didn't want to leave you hanging for too long. This 8-step program, 8-module program, is a vision building program, which includes starting with as the two things I mentioned, the list and the vision board, moving into imagining that it was if you're at Alice in Wonderland, and that vision board you create is a looking glass and you walk through it. And I take you through a journey into the future so you can actually experience what it would be like to be there in that relationship, and you describe it, you work with it, and you look back at the past and see how you got there, and it's like reverse engineering. It's actually pretty cool. I also do stuff with your environment and do other things in your life and do other patterns as well that help you really create the environment to attract what you want. You can read about the program on my website, and I've got the link here somewhere. Yes, I do. There it is. It comes in 2 versions, just so you know. One version is an online program that's 8 weeks, 1 week at a time for each module, with 3 coaching sessions as my service on top of that, as one package. The second version is the same thing as a stripped down version of the 8 modules in one downloadable workbook, which is really the home study version. It's not quite as full-fledged as the 8-week program, but it is something you get a lot cheaper, and it doesn't have the coaching with it. So here are the links. It's barryselby.com, my site. Dating Advantage is the 8-week program with coaching. You can find about it there. In fact, I'll read that page first because there's more content. This is the same thing, but just the workbook without the coaching. Again, ladies only, sorry, I couldn't see what I wrote backwards. It looks backwards on my screen, that's right on yours. Ladies only, so that's your Dating Advantage workbook, and that's Dating Advantage there. So that's the one I recommend looking at first, because there's a full explanation with the coaching. And if you want the cheaper, shorter version, you can do this one. For you two, I don't necessarily recommend it. I think you may want more support, which I think with the coaching would help you with. But there are 2 options, all right? So if you've got that information written down, you can always watch the replay to get it. So that's it, okay? So for Kimberly and Michelle. So do I guarantee you find a mate with a program? Actually, someone asked me that question when I was talking to them about coaching. The answer is, you screenshot it, great. Kimberly, no, to be blunt. Because It's too many moving targets. If somebody can promise to deliver you a soulmate, sue them, because they can't do it. It's not possible, because, to be honest, okay, let me talk about a friend of mine who has a program out called Calling in the One. She's a friend of mine, so I can talk about her. And she has now written a book called Conscious Uncoupling, because her first book, Calling in the One, described her experience, and she's a therapist. She's a full-on therapist, psychologist, all that sort of stuff. She attracted a relationship with the perfect person, had a baby together, and then 5 years later they were divorced. So people are like, you called in the one, how come you divorced? It's like, well, you didn't call in the one that was meant to be a lifetime partnership. So she's now written a book called Conscious Uncoupling, how basically how to disengage after you've had that experience. So even my friend Ariel Ford, who I went to see the launch of her new book about 3 weeks ago, she has a whole bunch of stuff called Soulmate Secrets. Not soulmate delivery, it's soulmate secrets. I don't believe that you can have only one soulmate, so I don't brand myself as soulmate stuff, because we have multiple soulmates, I believe. So my programs will help you get clear. My program will help you get your vision. And if you do the coaching version, you'll get a lot of healing and transformation on the work. So when you get to the end of the 8 weeks, you probably will find somebody, or you'll be so clear what you're looking for that you will now have the radar to attract the right one. So that one I can promise you. But to have the soulmate, that's really not something I can actually promise you. You know better than that. Anyway, Kimberly, you said he was joking, I know. So any other questions? I think I got questions answered for Kristen, Kimberly, and Michelle for now. Any other questions, ladies? Anybody else? Yeah, well, it's actually taken from one of my big programs. I had a big program, a 3-month, 39-module program, massive program called the Romance Blueprint, which I'm rebranding and relabeling. And I took one piece of that out, which is this program now called the Dating Advantage. The naming of my programs needs to be improved, I know, because I keep naming it like a guy does. These programs are women, so it should be much more flowy and beautiful sounding. So I'll have to get some renaming done at some point. But this is an extract from that program. It worked really well in the big program, but this is now just that element, which is the vision attraction part. So yeah, it's a good program. I think you ladies will like it. So go check it out. Any other questions, by the way, whilst you're still here? And it is less than my 3-month coaching, obviously, because it's only 8 weeks and it's online. Have you ever been broken up with but still wanted to try and be in a relationship? Yes, I have. And that was a mistake. It was over. I didn't know it was over. I should say I didn't agree it was over. It was over. I knew that looking back, but I didn't. What's I'm looking for? I didn't admit it to myself. So I was like going, please, please. I mean, it was ugly. I shouldn't have been doing it, but so. All right. That's your question answered, Kristen. You keep throwing questions, which I like. So I want the neon sign that attracts Jacobs turned off. Michelle, I can help you with that. Absolutely can help you with that. So, yeah. The fact you know there's a neon sign is a good step in the right direction. Oh, you promoted me on your scope last night. Thank you. I'm a very smart man. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'd like to think I'm a heart-based man more than a smart man. I just learned a lot of lessons, and I've been studying with great teachers, to be honest. I didn't come up with this stuff myself. A lot of it came through other teachings, so just so you know. Thanks for confirming we get multiple soulmates. I've met nice guys, but compromise is too much. Yeah, well, that's the thing. I've met 3 soulmates, and one of them was a guy. But the energetic was like we knew each other. We just like we knew, and we just knew it wasn't meant to be this lifetime. So, yeah, I understand. So, yes, thank you, Michelle, for that compliment. And basically, Tanya, if what my program is about resonates for you, let me know, or take a look at it and see what you think too. Because you don't have to wait too long. You can, as a woman, start creating the attraction to attract what you want, because we, the men, are the hunters, but it helps you feel attracting us to you as well. Think about that. You don't go hunting. It's like no, I won't say that. I was going to say you set the trap. You don't. You set the environment to attract the hunter who's looking for you. That's actually pretty good. So, hope that helps. So, Tanya, yeah, I'd love to help you if you're looking for that too. You're not hunting, I'm watching. Yeah, what's the thing? You shouldn't be hunting, because hunting is a masculine trait. If you're hunting, you and he are on the same wavelength, which won't work. So, I'm just saying that. So, yeah. In fact, there was a conversation in the summit interview I had this morning, was about the the hunter versus hunted, and not so much hunted, but the hunter is the masculine, and when men and women who are in the business world are both in the masculine, it makes for very combative relationships. I've done a couple, I know what they feel like. It's not fun. And if you are entrepreneurs, my email, certainly, it's simple, it's barry@barryselby.com. I can't make a call first, even though I want to sometimes. No, you can set the line up, definitely. I'm trying to see if I have a sheet for it. Basically, Tanya, it's barry@barryselby.com. I don't have a sheet with my email address on it. At least I don't think it's do. So that will give you the way to find me. And again, my program's on my site, which you saw the list earlier. If you want to look at that, I'm just trying to see if I have an email address. Absolutely. I'm just seeing that I've got lots of cheat sheets. These are my little scraps of paper I keep writing in. Oh, there it is. Sorry, hide the thing. There we go. That's my email address. barryselby.com. What is Max from, or where is it from? So what is it from? It's from around here. Where it's from? I'm from England, originally. Born and raised in England, Essex boy, in fact, for those who are, yes. Just saying, because I had to give you some grief on that one. I was born and raised in England, an Essex boy, in fact, and moved out here to California in 1981. So I've been here a long time. So, why did I come here? Boy, you are so full of questions. I love the fact you've got these questions come up. It cracks me up. I was thinking about maybe you had a profile that said you're an Inquisitor or something. What brought me here? To be honest, I would say Spirit did. I didn't know at the time. What brought me here was an opportunity to work in the States. After working in Europe, I worked in Germany, Belgium for a few years, and wanted to live somewhere where the weather was nicer and they spoke English. And I was tired of living in England. So I got a job in the States. And one thing led to another, and here I am. So, did I know anyone here? No. Okay. No, well, basically what happened was I was hired to work out here. This is back in 1981. I got hired in London to work for a software house that was placing me at a company in Los Angeles, Arco Oil, in fact. It was Arco. And there were 6 of us came out from England, so we met on the plane. So I knew 2 of them when we got here, but nobody from before, no. So we absolutely didn't have lots of friends, and I came out here and had no friends whatsoever. So yeah, I was a bold, adventure into the wild unknown, as it were. I came out with one big suitcase. It was actually a yellow Samsonite suitcase, I remember vividly. And that was back in 81. I came out to LA and was staying at Pioneering. Well, it was bold, but I worked in Germany, worked in Belgium for a couple of years, but I was working through companies in London that placed me there, so I did have some relationships already pre-built in the company. But coming to the States seemed like it was actually easier because one of the languages is the same-ish. And it was easy to do that. So, oh, you're welcome. I'm glad I could help with this, Kimberly. No, I love sharing and inspiring and evoking stuff in my work. Yeah, I lived in Hamburg for a couple of years. Oh yeah, thank you. I look forward to it, Tanya. Yeah, I lived in Hamburg for a couple of years back. Actually, I was back there when they took the trams out. Because when I first got the trams were still running, which is a long time ago now. Show my age now. Hamburg is a beautiful city because they rebuilt it after the war, changed everything. So yeah, definitely some times have changed. Yeah. So any other questions? And there's a few of you left on the scope, which I appreciate. Any other questions before I sign off? I'm just seeing who's left. It is quite, if you go to southern Germany especially, it's gorgeous. I'm just seeing who's here. So Kimberly, Michelle, and Jay. Okay. Southern Germany, the Black Forest. I was down there for a wedding a few years after I left there in Baden-Baden. And down in Frankfurt, actually no, Munich probably better there. Southern Germany, the Black Forest, especially in late summer, the greenery and the autobahns going down past there, spectacular. And plus when you're driving through parts of Germany, I remember I was driving through just Frankfurt. Every other hill had a castle on it, little fort, right? Every single one of them. It was everywhere. It cracked me up. It was just, there was so much history. Europe is littered with castles and fortresses and all sorts of old ruins from many, many, many years of medieval times. So yeah. So I think we're out of the questions. I lived there and taught me some German. Cool. I learned German. I started learning German at school because I hated French. I couldn't get my mind around it. So I learned German. And being raised Jewish, it was close to the language because Hebrew and German have a similar sort of phonetic sounding. And when I was in Germany, the funny thing was, all the people I worked with wanted to learn English, so I had me speak English to them. So I didn't learn much German when I was in Germany, funnily enough. And I did spend my time at the English pub in Germany. As soon as I went to the English pub in Los Angeles, and I came out here, because that's something about, connection to home. So that's what I did. So any other questions regarding the topic of relationships and love versus geography? So, yeah, it was kind of cool. I mean, I'm grateful I had the world experience behind me. And I'm going to be traveling more. I think later this year I'm going to be traveling again. I've got to go back to Europe, October time. Family stuff to go celebrate some birthdays and anniversaries. So I'll be going back in October. But definitely want to travel to other places. I've got friends all over the world now that I want to go visit, including Bali, Costa Rica, Australia. Yeah, there's a few places on my radar. At least in the next couple of years I want to travel more. We shall see. Depends on my business, depends on my clients, depends on other stuff. We'll see. I'm grateful that I've traveled enough to get here in the first place, so I don't have a myopic view of the world that is only centric to the 20 miles around me. A lot of people in this country, I know, and back in England too, don't have a vision beyond the radius they drive to go to work and back. They don't know what the world exists outside of that, except what they see on the news, which is all filtered anyway. So having a world view, or having traveled at least outside your state, is a good start. That's a good start. International is even better. I'm biased that way, I guess, because I've traveled so much. Well, traveled a little bit, not that much, because some people I know traveled way more than I have. One of my friends, who I love dearly, was in 43 countries last year. That was how much she traveled. She spoke. She's a speaker and teacher, and she travels so much. She said, 43. She actually touched down in 43 countries in 1 year. That was insane. So by her standards, I've never traveled that much. But again, it's all different relative. So yeah. Well, thank you, Kimberly. My programs are amazing. Well, most of my programs are written with coaching, so most of my coaching is live in person over the phone or by Skype. I will be doing my book in audio format. I might do some of my programs in audio format if the demand is there. There's a little hint. So, all right. Do I still smoke? No, how do you even know I did smoke? I did smoke when I was in my early 20s, but no, not in a long time. The habit was not for me. I did it in my teens, and then when I got to my early 20s, I was like, no, this isn't working. I was doing it to fit in. Same as all the drinking I was doing as a kid. I did a lot of drinking when I was in my teens because my friends were. I tried to fit in, None of you experienced that, I'm sure. Anyway, this is going totally off topic. English culture. Oh, yeah, well, yeah, true. The English culture, definitely, James, is something that I went back in 2012 to see family. And I was staying at a hotel over a pub. The chain smoking outside was disgusting. I had to walk through this fog to get outside the hotel to the street, to the cabs. Yeah, it is definitely cultural. I'm grateful in a way that LA has been changing the rules. If a bunch of different parts of the LA city have banned smoking. You can't smoke inside restaurants, no smoking on planes, no smoking on buses or trains either. So it's a benefit, so yeah. Anyway, that's totally off topic. I'm going to sign off, I think, because I think we've covered the questions for tonight, and you got some good stuff. If you missed most of the scope, please watch the replay. And if you're watching this later, thank you for watching the replay. You can still tap the screen for hearts and share it out with your friends, and appreciate you being here. Have a good night. I may be back on, actually, no, I don't think I'll be on this weekend. Big events this weekend. Absolutely. My pleasure. And Michelle, check out my program, please. There's just two. Sorry, there's just two. I missed that connection and what the language was. Thanks for watching. Oh, it's just two of us, you're right. Yeah. And Iris just came in. I'm signing off, Iris, so thanks for joining me. Thanks for the hearts. Watch the replay. I'm wrapping this up, so I'm signing off now. Well, there was some people starting joining now. Okay, interesting. I was about to sign off. Oh, my battery is getting low, so I'm going to sign off anyway, because the phone's going to die on me if I don't. Thanks for watching and being here. If you just joined the scope, thanks for joining me. My name is Barry Selby. I am the Love Doctor. You're welcome, Michelle. Check out that link and have a look at it, see if it works. Oh my God, you catch me almost late. I'm so sorry. But that's the way it sometimes is. So, Iris, I'm sorry. But I've been running the scope for a while. I think my battery's about to die, so I've got to sign off. Watch the replay. There's good stuff in there, content. It was actually a teaching plus a lot of Q&A, which was good. So Good night. I will be back on again. Make sure you follow me. You are following me, aren't you, Iris? Because if you follow me, you should get notified when I go live. So make sure you're following me first. If you haven't done that, that might be the problem. So, yeah, no, yes, good night, Iris. I got that. But please make sure you're following me. Before I sign off, I'll make sure you're following me so that I know that you will be notified when I go live again next time. So, Iris, let me know, please. I'm just waiting to see you just say, yes, you are following me. Because I don't want to sign off till I know you're okay. Yes, switch on notifications too. You are, okay, great. And as James said, make sure you switch on notifications so you get notified when I scope. Because I follow some people that don't actually have notifications turned on, so when they go live, I don't know they go live. But I know when I see them in my queue, I can go find them. And that, I think, is a wrap. Thank you folks for watching. Those who were on the scope earlier, I appreciate them being here and appreciate you being here. I'll be back on again later. I got a busy weekend, so I probably won't be scoping this weekend. Sunday I might, but not promises, because there's lots of stuff going on Sunday with social gatherings and because it's the Oscars. So lots of stuff happening on Sunday night with social gatherings where I'll be busy enjoying myself with friends. It's LA, got to do that. So take care of yourselves, but definitely be back on Monday. If you don't see me before, Monday's Man Up Monday, and I'll be back on as usual. But it's going to be more towards the afternoon. I'm moving my schedule later in the day because a lot of my East Coast friends want to watch and they want to see after they get done with work. So just make sure you get notified when I'm on scope so you can see my scopes. I don't usually do random ones, but I find that I'm getting better audience in the evenings. So yes, I know I do say the longest goodbye, James. It's not my fault they keep coming in. Don't blame me, James. It's not my fault. Yeah, East Coast. All right. Thank you, James, for reminding me to speed things up. Thank you folks for watching. If you're coming in late, watch the replay from the beginning. There's good content in there. And make sure you follow me because I do a scope pretty much every day of the week. Sunday, Monday through Friday on love and relationships. My name is Barry Selby. I am the Love Doctor, and I'm signing off. See you later. Bye.